Hey, welcome to another adventure in old code. Today we are going to look at backward. Let's have a look. Backward is part of the dumb folder. Backward. Joey's backwards giver. All right. November 11, 1998. This puts it, wow, this is an early one. This is going to be like maybe 8 weeks into my programming career. Didn't know what arrays were. Still 16 years old. Perfect. Well, let's have a look. Type a message. I am great. I have caps lock on. Backwards, you wrote Taerg my. Do I have caps lock on? Okay, something funky went on. Okay, let's try again. This is, oh, see I hit backspace there because I typed is wrong. And it gave me that funky thing, so we'll figure that out. Message to the world. How are you doing? Whoops, I spelled that wrong. Backwards, you wrote. Excellent. So I guess if I wrote something backwards like Taerg my, backwards, you wrote I am great. Awesome. Apparently my ego is still in full force. Okay, let's see how I accomplish this. Now this does, my power cord is right by my feet. Just 1 second here. So my, this does actually mean something. What I was doing here, I was experimenting with this idea that I could capture and store keyboard input without using the input command, which we've seen many times before. So this is me fiddling with and experimenting with to see if I could recreate the input command. So here we go. Clear the screen, type a message. In our do loop, we're going to do all of this stuff until X. Now X is the in key string. So we're grabbing input from the keyboard and putting it into X string. And we're looping until X string is not empty, which we've seen many times before. And now message, this is the first time we've seen message, so it's an empty string, there's nothing in it. But we are going to add the character or the button that we pressed onto the end of message. Message equals message plus X. So for numbers, if these were two numbers, it would do the addition. In the context of strings, the plus sign concatenates them and shoves them together, the one after the other. So that's all we're doing. Then we're locating to 1, row 2, column 1, and we're printing whatever messages. And then we're looping. Now, so this is curious. We're looping until we hit CHR string 13, which is the enter button. So every time through this loop, we're printing the entirety of what we've inputted thus far, but always starting at the same location. So every time we hit a button, the entire string is getting written at location 2-1. But because we're not clearing the screen, we don't see that the characters that were already on screen are getting overwritten. We could do this. We could accept keyboard input and then clear the screen. And then we'd see a slight flicker. So my name is Joey. Oh, I keep wanting to hit that backspace. Backwards, you wrote. I don't know if you could see it. There was a slight flicker there, but nothing to worry about. But I didn't clear the screen, which is good. I didn't have to clear the screen. Excellent. Yeah, okay. So once we have our message, we've essentially recreated the input command, which is great. Okay, then backwards, you wrote. Now len is a built-in function in QBasic that will give you the length of any string. So because we want to put this into a for loop, we want to cycle through each of the characters that you've inputted and in backwards and then print them to the screen. So this requires the use of the len. So let's pretend I wrote my name, because why not? Joey has 4 characters, so len of message string would be 4. So this is a for loop going from 4 down to 1. Because it's going backwards, we need the step. Remember, by default, the step is 1, so it will go up. But we want to go down from 4 to 1, so we include the step -1. And now we do this. What we're going to do is we want to look at the character at the position denoted by the variable a. A is going to go 4, 3, 2, 1. And so we want to look at position 4. What's the character in position 3? What's the character in position 2? And then 1, and then every time we print them. So the way we do this is another built-in function in QBasic called midstring. And midstring does the following. You basically, you give it 3 parts. So you give it your string, then you give it a starting index, and then a length. And it will chop up your string for you. So because we're giving it our message, index A, and then the length 1, just give me 1 character. And so that's going to give you the specific character at that index, and then we're going to print it, and we're off to the races. So let's actually, that was a bit many words. Let's do adventures in old code. No, I can't. Okay. Expected statement. Oh, str string is a function. Oh, okay, fine. Value. Okay. Print. We're going to go the mid string of value string. That's going to be the source. Let's give me the position, the first 5 characters starting from position 4. So what should we see? We should see the E through the R. Is that right? Oh man, I should clear the screen. E through the R. Enter. That's how the midstring, the midstring function works. So if I just go 1, I'm only going to get the E. If I look at position 5, I'll get the N. Now you can leave this length off. What QBasic does will give you the rest of the string. So give me the string starting at position 5. I don't think I ever used this. But that's how the midstring, the mid function works. Let's get back here. And so yeah, I wrote this. It's short, it's sweet, and it's how we can do fancy things after we get the input. So we don't have to rely on the input statement. This is a bit more powerful. Now, that being said, when we hit backspace, we got a funky character. So let's see why. Every time I hit a key, I will add it to message, but I'm also going to locate 3.1. Let's put it down a bit, 5.1. And we're going to print the ASCII character of X, the ASC, ASCII. This will convert a character and turn it into the code, the ASCII code. So we should see the ASCII codes. And then let's break them up with a space. Okay. Type mismatch. Y. A string processing functions that returns a numeric value. Right. Okay. So, and this actually plays into what I was talking earlier. The ASCII function returns a number. A space is a string. So strings, the plus sign means concatenate. For numbers, it means add. QBasic doesn't know what to do when you have a number and you add a string to it. I know what I mean. I want a string representation of that number plus a space. And so in order to do that, I have to turn the ASCII number into a string using that str function. And that is why I couldn't name our variable in our test program str. str will take anything you give it and turn it into a string. Okay, let's begin. So if I hit J, that's ASCII code 74. Oh. No, I hit space 32. Okay. Backwards, you know what? I realized let's put a bit more spaces so we can erase whatever we've got. So J is 74, O is 111, E is 101, Y is 121, lowercase, capital Y is 89, lowercase y is 121. What is backspace? Happens to be 8. That is the code designated backspace. But because we're printing ASCII characters, we don't get, it doesn't, go here. ASCII character codes. 8 is this funky thing here. So it does have a BS. Oh, what a bunch of, no. It does have a BS in brackets after, meaning it's interpreted in DOS as a backspace. But if you are going to print that character, it's going to interpret it as a block with a dot in the middle. Anyway, so that is why hitting backspace added that funky letter. Awesome. So that's it. This has been an adventure. Was it a good one? Better than last time. I think I hit all the points here. That is Joey's Backwards Giver. Thank you very much for joining me in this adventure in old code. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.